welcome back to our Signage Talk podcast. It's your host, Amukelani Ndlovu, the signage expert and the host, the founder of the Signage Talk podcast. We're still back here again. It's our fourth week now during the podcast, and I would like to welcome you back. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a kind of like a good but not good weekend, but that's off the topic. But I'm back here because of the love that you guys have been showing me. I'm willing to go against everything to make sure this podcast of ours goes on. The consistency that you're showing us, the consistency that we've been doing and showing now, it has been able to attract a lot of people. A lot of people are excited, they are happy, they are willing to sponsor the podcast, which I'm so happy about. I've got a lot of calls from different sponsors. Yeah, it's some of them, it's not big if you look at it in a corporate way, but for me it means a lot. It is big, and I really much appreciate the fact that you guys are showing so much love to this podcast. And I would really like to thank a lot to everyone who's been showing us support in the public sides. The people who've been sending us shout outs, and the people who have been talking about us behind the scenes. We really appreciate that. We're really thankful for that. Yeah, so it's a happy Monday. Let's hope this is gonna be a productive week to everyone in the signage industry and to everyone who is our client. I hope we will have fun this week. Just have a few announcements to make now. This
responsibility is on us to learn and understand what competitors are doing, what they are good and bad at, and to try to deduce their own business strategies. If, for example, we are one of two restaurants in a small village, and we realise our competitor is investing heavily into turning their whole restaurant vegan and organic, that would be important information to probably quash our own potential ideas of going down a similar route.
As a signage person will see solutions in signage, wide format print, screen printing, DTF and t-shirt printing. So there's a lot that's going to be shown there. SignAfrica is also sponsoring this. So what you have to do now for you to get involved in this event, you have to visit SignAfrica. We'll post the link on the description. You'll be able to find the link on the description where you can be able to go and register for the event. I urge you guys, everyone who will be or everyone who is in signage industry, I urge you guys to go and register for this event. It will be so much beneficial for you. It will be so much beneficial for you. It will be helpful for you as well to help your clients. So yeah, let's hope that we'll go and support this event and make sure it becomes a remarkable event. So today we are talking about job briefing, the stages that jobs have to go through before it gets to the designers. There's times when people give you brief and you don't understand it, and there's times when you need brief and then you're not giving a brief, and it becomes very difficult as a designer to go through that stage where now you have to like think of what the client might want because you don't know what the brief is, or you have been briefed but then the brief was not clear. It's a difficult decision where now you have to stress a lot and then think about what is it that I have to do. But then, like I said on my previous episodes, Signage industry, it's a bit simple because some of our clients usually do provide us with CIs, so we kind of like have a clue of how their signage has to look like. We have to know, we have a clue of how their spec looks like. So it's a bit better with certain clients. But then now here's this thing: what happens when there is a new client and then that client doesn't have a CI? What do you do? Because now it becomes your problem as a designer to go and make sure you form a CI for that client. A CI it can be a simple thing as long as it's got specification, it's got rules as well to say, this lettering shouldn't be more than this, and then this lettering shouldn't be bigger than that, the spacings, the materials that you use, the colors, and all those kind of things. It becomes a big mission. But then now, how do you guys, I just want to hear from the designers out there, how do you guys get briefs from your sales reps, from your project managers, from whoever that's giving you the job to do? How do you guys get the brief? I will post a poll, and then you'll probably give me feedbacks and tell me how do you guys get briefs, and how would you want your briefs be given to you in an easier format that you guys can understand it. Because in my experience of being a designer, I have met up with quite a lot of project managers, a lot of sales rep. Some were exceptional at giving briefs, some were excellent at giving briefs, but there were those who would just give you a dull and dry brief, whereby everything is just on your shoulders to say, what, figure it out. And it's never nice working with someone who's just gonna dump things on you and then say figure it out. It's never nice, because we need proper briefs as designers. We have to be sure of what is it that the client wants, what's the expectation after that sign has been designed and implemented and installed in the building or wherever that it's going. We have to have all that information, because without all that information, then it becomes a problem. And now I have recently been in kind of a tug of war between me and my production manager, whereby there's a brief that came in. It was incomplete, and we did as per what the sales rep requested, and then we gave the sales rep what they requested, and the client was happy with it. In our heads, we had an idea of what needs to be done, which it's most of it, it's a basic things. You actually not even need a drawing for it, but then look at me venting. But you wouldn't need a drawing for this kind of work. And then there comes someone and then they require drawing from you, and then now you have to go back to the drawing board, because there's some other signs that they don't require too much detail, especially the things that you always doing. They don't require a lot of detail, because already from the previous site this is what you have done. And it's some of the things that when we hire installers or when we hire fabricators as companies, we should make sure that we hire artisans. We hire people who are experts at what they're doing. Because if they are not experts at what they're doing, then that's going to cause a strain on the department above them. Because, for instance, let's say now you've got a manager, which is gonna be your company manager or your MD, and then you've got a manager coming below them, and then you have got your sales rep, and then you've got your design manager or supervisor or the head of designing, and then you've got your designer, and then you've got your manufacturing department, and then you've got your installation department. If there's gonna be a mistake on the sales rep, if the sales rep is gonna give the head of designing a wrong brief, it means everything going down is gonna be a problem. If the brief was correct, but the head of designing doesn't brief the designers properly, then it means everything going down is gonna be wrong. If the designer got the right brief and gave the right drawings to manufacturing, but the manufacturing or the assembly department, they don't do as per what the drawing says, then it means installation is gonna be a problem. Because you must remember, everything from installation up to sales reps, they are all connected. If an installer can ask the question to the sales rep should be able to answer it, in case any of the persons in between are not available to respond. The sales rep have to answer it. But then now, if there's a bad communication in between, then it becomes a problem. It's going to be a big L. It's not gonna end well. There's a phrase where they use it's going to end in tears. Yeah, so if we don't do things properly, if we don't give proper briefings, this affects the whole process or the whole project, because now information will not be relayed properly to whoever who's going to install this thing, to whoever who's going to draw this sign, to whoever who's going to manufacture that sign, because the information was badly communicated to the next person. So we have to make sure whenever we brief designers, as sales reps, as project managers, as your managers of the other departments, make sure when you brief your designers, it's detailed brief. Everything. I know sometimes it might not be everything. Yes, because I, as a designer, I am an artisan. I have to know what is it that I'm doing. Sometimes I have to advise you on some of the things that you'll be briefing me on. So as an artisan, I have to come up with solutions to your problem, because as a sales rep, as a project manager, you're bringing a design to me to make sure it works. And as a designer, I have to really make sure that whatever that you're briefing me, whatever idea that you have, whatever the idea the client that you've got has, it has to come out as per how it should come out. Thus, that being said, that's the reason why in each and every stage, in each and every department, you have to make sure that whoever that's working on that department, they are skillful. They are artisans at what they do. They know exactly what is it that they have to do. We don't want people working on a certain department but then depending on other departments to give them information. As an artisan on that particular department, you have to always have an idea to sort out issues, to come up with solutions. As a designer, some of the things, there's those who haven't been exposed to the outside work. They haven't been outside. They don't understand how things are fixed. They don't understand structures. They just know how to draw it. But then now, working with a person like that, how do you deal with it? Yes, they've drawn it and it becomes perfect and it looks good, but then there's some features that won't work. You don't have to go and say anything bad about the design that they made. The simple thing, advise them, talk to them, just let them know, so that this now helps you as well, because on the next project, this person will be able to design a sign that will be easier for you to manufacture, that will be easier for installation to install. that will be easier for the sales rep to sell to the client. So it's very, very important to check out how we communicate, how we give briefs. Sometimes we design while manufacturing. We have to have that communication in between to say, okay, now this has been done like this, so you have to adjust your drawing and put it up like this. This would be better like that. So the briefs are very important. We have to be careful on how we brief department from department in the signage industry, because this is very, very important. This is gonna affect your completed sign stage, and if the brief is not correct, things are gonna go wrong in that sign. But please, like I said, this is going to be a short podcast, because like I said before, I didn't have a good weekend, but I like the fact that you guys have been supporting me. But we'll probably continue with this topic on the next week or the other coming weeks, and we'll talk more about it. We'll talk more about the briefs. But I will post on my social media, and I want to hear how other designers are able to get briefs that are helpful for them to continue their projects. But for now, I'm gonna cut this short and say goodbye to you guys. Hopefully we'll see each other again next week. We'll be feeling much better. Hopefully we'll have a great week this week. I hope that it's gonna be a more productive week for the signage industry. Let's make our clients happy. Let's do what we are expect on. Cheers. Thanks for watching this episode of Signage Talk. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The handle is @gajeni_designs. Please like, comment and share for a large audience reach. Hope to see you again next week.